Hello and welcome to the second part of CEO Chronicles. I don't know if the name will stick or we'll keep it, but Michelle called it like that. And I kind of like it. So we're currently in Germany, and after I recorded the first one, we had some amazing news, which were not filmed, obviously, because I got them like a few hours after on my birthday, which is that we are invited to Crypto 2030, which is part of the World Economic Forum in 2024 in Davos. And I needed to fly from South Africa back to Germany, and tomorrow is the 15th of January when we will not fly, drive to Switzerland, to Davos, and stay there for approximately 5 days. And we are currently preparing the presentation and everything for Switzerland. And I just had the impulse and feeling of sharing a few things with you. Um, because also last year we attended a lot of conferences, and it's so funny that you fly somewhere, you spend the money on tickets and hotels and everything, and at the end you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes on stage to share as much as possible, as detailed as possible, as fitting as possible to the people that you have in front of you. And I personally, um, I love Q&A. I like the fact when people ask me questions to figure out what stands behind their question, what is the thought process and the thought pattern behind a certain question, what is the actual question that the people are asking. So I love Q&A. For me, it's always a funny challenge to prepare presentations for a wider audience with completely different backgrounds, because you need to give the people a story and pick them up wherever they are at the moment, and then adjust yourself to the environment where you are. So, for example, in Warsaw last year, I was speaking a lot about um, the process of mass adoption, how products can reach mass adoption, how companies can create their um, their companies in a way that more people can transition or use the technologies in a more efficient way, in a very natural way, because I think that is lacking on the Web3 side at the moment tremendously. We are in a large part in a bubble, essentially, in the Web3 space, where we're very technical and advanced and the future, but we're missing out on getting people with easy use cases on board. So, for example, in Warsaw, that was great. I knew what the audience was about. I knew exactly what I wanted to speak about and how to hit the nail on the head. And the feedback was very positive. Actually, some journalists wrote articles after the presentation about us. The feedback was fantastic, which is good. Now, with an event such as the World Economic Forum and me having actually 15 minutes, from which 8 minutes is short presentation pitching of the project, and then 7 minutes Q&A, I really need to figure out which information to squeeze in these 8 minutes, because probably I could talk about what we are doing, what the benefits are for hotels, for our community members, for the market, where I see the future, where we are right now, etc. I could talk for 8 days, and to squeeze and to cut everything down to 8 minutes is definitely a challenge. Joao is also here with me in Germany, and we went for a walk. We had a brainstorming session. We had a lot of conversation about how to structure it. Mm, so, and I'm always coming back to how can we have more fun in this? Because I think a lot of companies work in a certain schematic setup where they try to paint a certain picture or focus on certain elements of their business. But for us, I feel like we should focus more on the fun part and what we enjoy doing, because that's what got us here, um, and not get too caught up in the regular business principles, how you're supposed to do it. So the process of coming up with such a presentation that at the end you see on these conferences is a longer road than probably you would expect. On the one side, people ask me if I'm nervous about this stuff. I barely am. Like, speaking is a lot of fun for me because we speak about stuff that we know. Like, it's not something that was like in school where you used to learn a lot, and then you forget half of it along the line, and you don't really know your craft or what you're talking about. In this case, it's very simple. We know what we're talking about. So it's more, what do you leave out? And then how does the story make sense? How can we take the people on a journey to understand where we're coming from, where we're going? And this is fun, to come up with the creative part. Or what do I say with fun? It's fun on the one side when you see things are unfolding, but the process there is not so fun always. I hope that didn't like confuse too much, because like it's the process and going through the challenges of coming up with that and then ending up with a good solution. The end result then is fun, but as I said in my last video, I'm trying to enjoy this process more. So I'm trying to look for the fun in the struggling part to come up with this presentation and these decks and information. But yeah, anyway, I just I just felt like sharing a little bit behind the scenes. Now, let's do a little outlook on what's going to happen in Davos, and maybe we can record another one after we come back from Davos in a week and see what was true and what wasn't. So on Monday we'll have mostly arrival day, where we are going to drive there, check in. We'll go to the event site. We'll get our badges, speaking badges, and see where we have access and all of that. On Tuesday, we have a breakfast that is organized also with representatives from the UAE, and obviously me being resident in Dubai. It's always fun to speak with people from the Middle East, from Dubai, from Saudi, from Qatar. I think they have a very different way of looking at business than people in Europe have. So for me, it's very interesting always to see how these cultures react with each other, because it's, on the one side, it's a competition for innovation, but on the other side, there's obviously much more interaction and engagement between the different backgrounds, regions, and approaches, which is fantastic. So that's Tuesday. And then we have another investor meetup on Tuesday in another hotel. I haven't done my research on how exactly this part looks like. Then there's an after party the same day, organized by Ledger and Solana, where we are invited to. Then we will have some time to connect and have some meetings with people as part of the conference. We'll also check out obviously what the status is in terms of NFT, security, DeFi, which will be the first days at least on the crypto side. And then on Thursday, I forgot. Thursday, I forgot what's on Thursday. I need to look up in the calendar. So Thursday is something, and Friday is then tokenization and the presentation and the competition part. which I'm super excited to see how we'll do there. Mostly in these conferences, um, you you look for one or two people. Joao is just showing me. Ah, yeah. Stable coins coexist in cashless society. Okay, that's for Thursday. Thank you. Mostly at these conferences, I'm not looking to connect with 250 people. Mostly it's one or two conversation that make the whole journey worthwhile. Where you go to certain places and you meet, as I said, one or two people that potentially can change everything. And before the conference, you never know who these people are and um, obviously why they're coming into your life. But then eventually, after you figure this part out, so I'm looking forward to it. Also, the World Economic Forum is such an insanely large conglomerate that I've heard of years and years ago. But really, to be part of this, to be invited, to be in the top 3 crypto companies is an incredible honor. It's also well deserved for sure. No, uh, it's an incredible honor to be there and to see how the worlds are colliding there from traditional business and futuristic DeFi Web3. These dynamics are actually very, very interesting because I believe what a lot of Web3 projects are doing wrong is they're not including the traditional system, which means compliance, which means security, which means regulations. Uh, a lot of companies are trying to sneak their way around, which is not a good idea. But rather try to onboard advisors, onboard compliance officers, onboard people from the old economy to support in the innovative business way that brings maybe a certain element and dimension of the technology that most of the people don't have an understanding for at this moment, which is completely fine. Anyway, there was a lot of business in a format where I don't want to only speak about business. It's just that this week is obviously then dedicated to to the growth and the experience of Azqira, and I'm really excited for this one. So my expectation for the World Economic Forum is connect with some interesting people from the traditional business world, see how they and understand a bit better how they see the crypto space at the moment. Obviously, we're extremely bullish at the moment with the approval of the BTC ETFs, which is a fantastic preparation phase and in a very interesting market dynamic at the moment. But yeah, overall to understand and see how they are viewing tokenization, asset-backed crypto projects, because the feedback that we get from people that are reaching out to us is overwhelming. It's incredible, and we are very grateful for the progress and the process at the moment. Other than that, thinking about if I forgot something. I don't think so. That was just something that is on my mind at the moment to show you that actually the process of getting to a presentation that you feel happy with for this specific environment, for the people that are in front of you, is not that simple. The speaking part then is, but the structuring and cutting out the information that you just don't have the time for, that's a journey in itself. And then the fun comes when you're through this, and then to share a little bit about Davos, about Economic Forum, what the plans are. I think some of you have seen it maybe on Instagram. Flew from Cape Town to Germany, then we're taking the car to Switzerland, then we're coming back to Germany, and then we're gonna fly back to Cape Town in a pretty short amount of time. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how else to frame it at the moment. It's interesting. I don't really know what to expect. It's definitely going to be fun. We'll keep you guys posted. This is more a business update of the CEO Chronicles, and I wish all of you a good day and speak to you very soon with maybe an update either from Davos or after how everything has gone. And hope you're doing great. Much love. Take care and speak to you soon. Bye bye.